Hello guys, Happy New Year. I hope you all had a really fabulous Christmas and New Year. Today I am here with a book haul. I haven't done a book haul, literally. I think it's been about 2 years since I last did a book haul on this channel. But I got a Waterstones voucher for Christmas. I also it's Christmas, and one thing I'm really good at Christmas is, rather than shopping for Christmas presents for other people, I'm really good at buying stuff for myself, which is really bad, but whatever. The first book I'm going to start with is actually one that I didn't buy myself. I was kindly sent it. I am planning on doing a video about it. It will be uploaded, I believe, at the end of January time, so be on the lookout for that. And it is Bodies of Light by Sarah Moss. I have only read one of Sarah Moss's books, and it is her non-fiction book called Names of the Sea? Names by the Sea? It's her non-fiction book about when she and her family moved to Iceland, basically. Really, really good. I really enjoyed it, and I really want to read a lot more of her books. The second book I have is called Letters to the Lost by Bridget Kemmerer. I have actually started this one. I am about 200 pages in, so I'm about halfway at this point. I first heard about this book from a video by Read by Jess. I will link it down in the description below or somewhere around here so you can go and check it out. It is about books about grief. It's a really good video, and I had never heard, I don't think, of any of the books that she mentioned. I was really intrigued by all of them, but this one stood out to me. It is just basically a YA book, and it centres around two characters, Juliet and Declan. And Juliet's mother has recently passed away. She starts leaving letters to her mother, so she visits her mother's grave and leaves letters to her mother there. And then there's this guy called Declan who is doing community service in or nearby the graveyard, and he finds the letter and writes back, and they start a bit of a like to and fro letter email relationship. And it is YA, but I'm actually really enjoying it, and the way it's explaining grief is it's just great so far, and I will let you guys know what I think about it when I'm done with it. Next book I have is also one that I have already read. Can you tell I've been doing a lot of reading over Christmas? And it is Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Anderton. I have heard a lot of hype for this book over the last sort of couple of months. A lot of people that I have been following have read this book and said it's really good, so I decided to pick it up. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was amazing like everybody else seemed to. I think the thing I found with it was that I didn't personally relate to a lot of the stuff she was saying. She is a woman who sort of did drugs and dated a lot of boys, and it's not me. I didn't do the whole nightlife thing when I was at uni. I don't do the dating relationships thing. So I didn't find a lot to personally relate to in this book. If you haven't read it, it is just a non-fiction book about Dolly Alderton. Growing up, basically. You start from when she's a teenager right the way through her 20s, and basically it describes about dating, parties, jobs, all different sorts of things. I enjoyed it. I think it's worth checking out if you have been through similar things that she's been through, because I feel like you would relate to her a lot more and sympathise a lot more with her. The next book I got, I'm really excited for, another non-fiction book, and it is called Salt on Your Tongue by Charlotte Runcie. I will read out the synopsis because I feel like it does a better job of explaining it than I can. In Salt on Your Tongue, Charlotte explores what the sea means to us, and particularly what it has meant to women through the ages. So this book is a walk on the beach with Turner, with Shakespeare, with the romantic poets and the shanty singers. It's an ode to our oceans, to the sailors who braved their treacherous waters, to the women who lost their loved ones on the waves, to the creatures that dwell in their depths, to beachcombers, swimmers, seabirds and mermaids. In mesmerising prose, Charlotte Runcie explores how the sea has inspired, fascinated us and terrified us, and how she herself fell in love with the deep blue. Navigating through ancient Greek myths, poetry, shipwrecks and Scottish folk tales, Salt on Your Tongue is about how the wild, untamable waves can help us understand what it means to be human. That just sounded right up my street. Like, Greek myths, yes. Scottish folklore and fairy tales, yes. Mermaids, yes. The sea, the ocean, yes. Women, femininity, yes. Tick, tick, tick. The next book that I picked up is called An Elephant in My Kitchen by... oh, these names are so hard to pronounce. Francois Malby Anthony. This is about the author who went to South Africa and ended up falling in love with a conservationist. She ended up living in South Africa and opening an animal reserve. It's sort of like the film We Bought a Zoo with Matt Damon, I think. I love stories like this about when people, particularly women, I love it when women just sort of up sticks and move somewhere, start a brand new venture and just go for it. The final book that I have is another hardback book, and it is Up by Ben Fogel. Nearly whacked myself in the face with it. This one just appealed to me because I love adventure books. It is about Ben Fogel and his journey up to Everest. It's always been his like life ambition to climb Everest. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. From what I've actually read, this book is in part about his adventure going to Everest. However, it is also very much about his life personally, because he and his wife actually lost a baby. I think the baby was stillborn at about 8-9 months, something like that. So it is about his personal life, and I think that sort of drives why he's climbing Everest as well. So apart from the adventure side of Everest and that sort of story, I'm also really intrigued to see how he links his family into it and how that inspires him to climb Everest. So those are all the books that I picked up in the last couple of weeks. If you haven't read any of them, I'd be really excited to hear what you think of them. Please leave your thoughts down in the comments. If you have enjoyed this video, do please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more from me. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!